You can now get Jagr in NHL 22. What's going on, guys? I'm Main Advantage and welcome to my channel where we highlight the latest and greatest NHL 22 Hockey Ultimate Team content. This weekend, EA just released its second main set of the year, and the main event items are Austin Matthews and, of course, Jagr.
Hi, I'm Jagr from Kladno, Czech Republic. My favorite player growing up was Jagr.
In today's video, we'll be highlighting all the items that you can get in NHL 22's first main event. Let's get right into the video. Standing at 6'3", coming in at 230 pounds from the Czech Republic is Jagr. Now, let's dive into this card and why, in my opinion, this is a great addition to your team. I will definitely be picking him up. And later in this video, I'll show you the different ways that you can also acquire these cards. First off, distributor, he certainly needs it. Speed is an 86, it bumps up to an 88, and also that's gonna help increase his puck control, like he needs it anyway, but hey, you know what? The more the merrier. Secondarily, you can also put workhorse on here, which will increase his acceleration. However, distributor, in my opinion, is a better option. Secondly, you can also put on magician or well-rounded. Both of those cards are gonna help him out too. But let's take a look a little bit further into his abilities that he has. Superstar ability is going to be ankle breaker, which gives him advanced ability to deke opponents at top speed. I probably wouldn't activate that one for him, quite frankly. What I would use is unstoppable force. Now, he may not need it based on his stats, but this is exactly Jagr's MO. Now, I grew up in Pittsburgh in the 90s, and I watched Jagr play. Loved his play style. One of the things that separated him, if you didn't know, was his backside. Jagr's a pretty big dude, right? 6'3", 230, that's pretty big for a hockey player, especially a forward. So, what he would always do is protect the puck, and he would use his big frame to box out. People couldn't take him off the puck, and that's exactly what you're going to get in this card. Especially with NHL 22 and how important it is to keep puck possession. Look at his puck control. 98 if you put on both of those synergies. That's unreal. Today is literally the first day of launch. Obviously, the game's been out a little bit earlier for some of us that have pre-ordered or had EA Play, but 98 puck control with 94 durability, 98 strength, and look at his hands. Unbelievable. 93 hand-eye, 96 deking. Like, guys, wrist shot, 94, 96. I'll shut up, but you get the point. This card is a 100% must-have on your HUT team if you can afford it. And later on in the video, we're gonna dive in on your different options and how to acquire this card and the others. Up next is Austin Matthews. He has the Fly the Zone or the Sparks Energy, which are both gonna help increase speed. Or secondarily, he has Thief and Gladiator. Now his superstar ability is Yoink. It's okay. I don't think I'd activate it. Not if you have 2 ability points you could use, then go ahead and do so. Next up is Close Quarters. I love this zone ability. I don't love the fact that it's 10 ability points, but if you're somebody that goes near the net and you take a quick snapshot whenever he's around there, it's so overpowered, at least right now. I can see why it's 10 ability points. Now, if you have Austin Matthews' XFactor card like I do, we'll dive into that in a second, but let's look at this card first. 90 overall speed with both of those acquired. Wrist shot accuracy is a 97, wrist shot power is a 94. Offensive awareness is already 99. Like, what? Like, obviously he doesn't really need that quite as much, but if you're cycling the puck down lower behind the net, yeah, it's gonna be great. He's gonna get right into the slot and it's gonna be beautiful every single time. So let's go ahead and dive into what that XFactor upgrade looks like first. So as you can see right now, I have Austin Matthews at an 86. His previous max tier was right here, tier 7, $100,000 or $100,000. That would be pretty expensive. 100,000 coins or base Austin Matthews. If you have base Austin Matthews, you're in luck. But moving forward, here's the new tiers that are unlocked. Tier 8 is gonna cost you 60,000 coins or 2 power-up collectibles. Tier 9 is gonna be 65,000 coins or 3 power-up collectibles. And lastly, tier 10, 70,000 coins or 3 power-up collectibles. Now, you do also get some additional options for the superstar ability. Seeing Eye, I don't know if that's huge or yet not. I really haven't had anybody that I've used that with, but I do like what it does, right? The goalie's reaction time is going to be reduced whenever somebody is screening them. But again, he's a centerman, so how often is he taking shots that are like that? I probably wouldn't activate that one. But long story short, Here's a look at the card, fully maxed out, tier 10, 91 overall, Austin Matthews for those of you that have his XFactor. Up next is the big boy, standing at 6'6", 223 from Sweden, Victor Hedman. Look at that, how wonderful. So, Hedman is going to have the workhorse or magician synergies. I would put on workhorse, I like that for him. And lastly, bombarded and light the lamp. Either one, you can't go wrong, but I do like for defenseman to have bombarded. As you can see, slap shot power and accuracy is going to be increased by +2. If we look at the superstar ability, he has quick pick. This is a beautiful, beautiful synergy. I would absolutely put that on there. For only 2 ability points, it's gonna help him out at basically taking away all those passes across the crease. And yeah, I would definitely throw that on if you pick up this card. Next is Heat Seeker, 8 ability points. It's gonna help with power and accuracy with wrist shots. I've used this on a couple players. It may be better on him, but his wrist shot accuracy is only an 80 to begin with. And you're probably gonna be ripping slappers just because he's such a big boy, and that's just, at least that's how I play. But hey, if you wanna throw that on, go for it. I probably wouldn't do it though. Let's look at the stats. Slapshot power now is a 92, which is pretty sweet. And slapshot accuracy is an 82. Obviously, he's massive. His defensive awareness is a 95, which is huge for a defenseman. Yeah, this is a great card. If you get your hands on it, definitely play Hedman. He's probably gonna be the best left-handed defenseman in the game. So previously, you can only get Hedman up to a tier 7. So now you get him also up to tier 8, 40,000 coins or 2 power-up collectibles, 50,000 coins or 2 power-up collectibles as well for tier 9. And then lastly, to get him up to an 88 overall. 50,000 coins or 2 power-up collectibles if you do max him out. That's what it's gonna look like on his card. So pretty solid, 99 stick checking and 99 defensive awareness. Yeah, if you have XFactor Victor Hedman, upgrade that bad boy as soon as possible. Up next, 6'3", 176 from Finland, Tkachuk has the buzzing or wingman synergies, as well as booming shot and protector. Obviously not gonna help his stats, but great for the team building. Now, superstar abilities, post to post. Guys, quite frankly, I'm not even gonna go over these because it's just, they're irrelevant. I would not activate these, especially this one. Dialed in. I mean, yeah, hopefully you don't have to use that. Let's talk about his stats for a second. I like the big body, 6'3", 176, high glove, 88. I do like that. His aggression's 74, that's pretty good too, and his speed's an 88, pretty solid. So this is gonna be probably the best goalie card you can get right now, or at least it's up there. I would probably try to flip this if you got it tradable. Now, if you get it untradable, obviously, yeah, throw them in net. But I would probably try to flip this one if I were you. Up next on our master items, 86 overall Seth Jones. Obviously, big body, 6'4", 213, has light the lamp or applesauce, and then also has bombarded, which I do love for defensemen. He has born leader. Yeah, I probably wouldn't activate that one. I know it's only 1 ability point. If you have it, sure, go for it. If you just have a 1-point slot, but otherwise I would probably leave that off. And then Thunderclap, exceptional power and accuracy when taking slap shots from the point. That could be pretty good because if you max out this card, it's 90 overall slap shot power. I like his speed. I like his size. I like his defensive awareness. And yeah, this is a pretty solid card. For those of you that have XFactor Seth Jones, let's go ahead and see what those upgrades look like beyond here. So to move him up to an 84, it's gonna be 15,000 coins or a power-up collectible. Tier 9, 25,000 coins or a power-up collectible. And lastly, to get him equivalent to the 86 overall is 40,000 coins or 2 power-up collectibles. If we activate everything on here, there's a final look at his card. Pretty solid. Defensive awareness, 88. Good slap shot, pretty much solid everything across the board. And our last master item in the set, 5'11", 208, Nick Suzuki from the Montreal Canadiens. Now he has Thief or Gladiator. I'd probably throw on Thief. And then secondarily, he has Heart Soul. Also, gonna help if he has face-offs, is basically puts his face-offs at +8, so you could technically play him at center. I don't know if I love a right-handed center. I know some people are odd about that. Some people prefer a right-handed center. So if you want to do that, by all means, throw him on. Speed is a 90, acceleration's a 91, shot is now up to an 88 and an 87. Hands, high 80s, low 90s, basically everything but hand-eye rather. So yeah, solid card. I like this one. I would probably, again, I'd probably personally try to flip this unless you really need a right-handed center. I think you could make some good coins on this. But if you do want them, certainly put them in the lineup. I do like quick draw as well. So yeah, like I said, if you want to use him at faceoffs and you need that, I would activate both of these synergies on here, and I would also put on quick draw. And then ankle breaker, yeah, I would just leave that one alone. All right, guys, one other card I want to highlight on here is Jack Eichel. Now, this is important, especially for those of you that have his XFactor, Jack Eichel, 86 overall. Now, he didn't get an upgrade because this is his first one, and he's still gonna be an 86. However, it's nice to see that EA, day one, and really of NHL 22, gave him an upgrade. So this is going to be pretty sweet to see. Hopefully, for those of you that are investing and maybe buying in low on his XFactor, it's nice to see that Eichel already got an upgrade. All right, guys, let's talk about how you actually get these cards. Now, there's gonna be multiple ways to do this, and I'm just gonna stick with one player because the video doesn't need to be 3 hours long. I'm gonna try to make this as simple and sweet as possible for you. So first off is packs. Now, there's multiple ways to go about doing this. It looks like here, there is a choice pack. So assuming we can select something, we're gonna grab this. I don't know what this is. Oh, okay. So you get a loan item right now. There's a live loan item. You can either get a Jagr or a Matthews. I'm gonna pick the Jagr. Yes, please, thank you very much. Now keep in mind, guys, you can only pick one of those. So if you're like me and you do have XFactor Austin Matthews on your team, probably wanna pick Jagr. Just an FYI. Up next then, you have a couple of the other options that are in packs, but again, yeah, it's definitely possible to pull one of them in a pack, but let's see the guaranteed ways to do it. So what you're gonna wanna do is come over to sets, and it's gonna be the first one here, Superstar Origins event sets. Now there's a few different ways to do this. The first option is right here. Now, let's say, for example, there is a set path. Now there's different rankings of Jagr. It doesn't have to be the 91. For a smaller amount of trade-ins, you can basically, for it looks like all gold players. Yeah, any gold player, any team, and oh, let's see, look, they sneak it in there. An 87 overall, any team, you can get an 88 Jagr. I was gonna say, that sounds a little too good to be true. And then it looks like here, as you rank up, obviously it's gonna cost you more, right? So you're gonna have to get these Jagrs along the line. So you're going to have to start off with the 88 and continue to trade it in as time goes on. So yeah, if you wanna upgrade your Jagr to a 91, I probably would not do it this way. It looks like there's also some collectibles that are going to be in play that you can trade in here later down the line, but I probably wouldn't do the path just because it's gonna be pretty expensive. All right, guys, so here's what I would do. Let's get right to the point. Master item choice sets, I'd go all the way down here. Here's where we're gonna do it. 91 overall is where you're gonna get your Jagr and your Matthews. So again, we're just staying consistent with Jagr, so this is what I would do. Now, what is this? 130 items. You're like, Kyle, this is crazy. Well, any 80 plus overall player, including your own tradables. Including your tradables. Basically, you turn in 130 players, 80 overall or better, and you get either Jagr or Matthews. Up next, let's look at this one. 84 overalls. Now, if you're like me and you have a lot of untradeable players, I have a handful that are 84 overall, right? If we look at my collection right now, let's see what that looks like. How many 84 overalls do I have? I have 11. So I have 1, 2, I got a lot of Binningtons apparently, and a couple Tkachuks, right? So I could trade these in essentially almost and be halfway to a Jagr. Obviously, as this goes up, it's just going to be higher overalls, right? So the last one here is gonna be 487 overalls. Guys, I probably wouldn't do that one unless you just have a couple untradables and you feel the need for it. If I were you, I'd probably try to flip these, quite frankly, too. Here's where I think it's gonna be your best bang for your buck. If you have a lot of players already, go for this. 80 plus overall, 130 of them, and you get either Jagr or Matthews. That's it for me today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hey, if you love NHL 22 content, make sure you go ahead and click subscribe. Again, I'm Man Advantage, and I'll see you next time.